Doing the work is very important. Keeping the work always in front of you. Never postponing it. That's very important. If the work is of teaching, you must teach. If the work is of reading, you must read. If the work is of writing, you must write. Whatever the work is there in front of you, that's what you should attend now. Your attending to the work gives inspiration to everybody. And they will also attend to the work. So attention to the work on hand is very, very important. Without postponing it. You could always find 1,000 reasons to postpone them. But never think of them. Attend to the work. That's all I would say.
Hi, Radhika.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes. Good morning, everyone, and good evening, good afternoon, depending on whichever side of sun you're on. So my name is Radhika Tota. I'll be your host for this week, the second week of Harmony program. Our focus will be on the health this week. A little bit about myself, and then I'll hand it over to Chandra, sir. I am from Los Angeles. I started my journey mid-2020 with the CEO 40-day program. I think it was second 40-day session. Completing the 40-day session has transformed my being, and I've reaped immense benefit in my life from the program, and I continue to attend many 40-day sessions since then, and most other programs that have been conducted by the CEO and Chandra sir, mostly online, but had the great opportunity to host and attend in-person session as well in Los Angeles. I have been promoting since the first 40-day session this program and the benefits of meditation. So I'm happy to be here today to help this week. And I hope everyone has enjoyed the first week and started seeing the benefits already. And I'm here to help with the rest of the journey. So thank you for having me here. Chandra sir, to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Radhika. Happy morning, dear friends. We'll just get this. Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Wonderful afternoon, evening. This week, we are going to talk about energy communication and how it's impacting our body. And how meditation is, of course, enhancing all of that energy communication. Everything is energy. Now, we understood from the quantum physics perspective. We're going to understand this in more detail next week on quantum physics aspect, but this week, we understand the scientific aspect of that energy that exists and how it's communicating with all things. They have looked at individuals And every individual has an energy field around them. So they're taking a glass of water. And then when an individual, this is done by research done on students, when they're taking a glass of water, given the glass of water to students, and as the students take the glass of water in towards them, as they take it towards them, and they measure the energy pattern in the water, and they found student to student, there is a different pattern, unique pattern that they found. Every student who is holding a glass of water, as the water came into the energy field of the student, as they drew it closer to them, and they found a signature, energy signature they drew, and they found something very unique. From individual to individual, the patterns are different. For some, it's circular with two circles. For some, it's one circle. For some, with a little bit dots here and there. They repeated this experiment at 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Doesn't matter what time they did. But the pattern, the way it is looking, is always different from each other, unique. We easily accept, we see our fingerprints and say, okay, our fingerprints are different from each other in the world. Billions of people, they're different. What they've determined, dear friends, is that every individual has a very unique energy field. Just like fingerprints, they're unique across billions. The energy is always impacting matter. So what did happen here? The water's energy, it changed the vibration of the water based on the field of the individual. So the water that they sent had the same pattern, but the moment they brought it into the field of each individual, it changed. It changed to something unique. Now the uniqueness is attributed to that individual's field at that point. Now, what is changing this? And then they determine that it is the thought that is changing, or is the feeling of the person, the state of being it's called. What is the state of being of the person? That's what is changing it. How do they know? Well, they've taken water molecules. They've taken water, droplets of water, they've taken the water, and they put the water through microscopic measurements of water crystals. When they put the water through the microscopic measurements, and when they exposed water to once, I love you, a statement by an individual, another, I hate you, another statement by the individuals. I love you is the water crystal got formed into beautiful, complex geometric patterns. When I hate you, they completely disintegrated into very, very low patterns. Disintegrated. You can't see a pattern. When I say I love you, they saw in microscopes a clear, beautiful, a hexagon, octagon, or circular patterns. Just by changing the feeling towards the water, I love you, I hate you, it changed the pattern. Matter is getting impacted through the thought. They were also done experiments about this matter getting impacted through sound, called somatics. That depending on the frequency of sound that is exposed to a given matter, like let's say salt, depending on the frequency of sound is exposed to, then the matter changes and then forms itself into different patterns. The energy communication that the vibration around is impacting matter has been studied enough, and it has become apparent that the same thing is happening into human body, dear friends. Human body, which is matter, little, everything else is energy inside. But it is also getting impacted, just like the water is getting impacted, through a thought that is being communicated by the field around, which is a human field. In the year 2014, I was attending a class a session by Dr. Amit Goswami. First time my exposure into deep scientific exploration of spirituality. Dr. Amit Goswami is a leading quantum physicist, professor at Oregon for a long time in University of Oregon, and then he wrote books on quantum physics. He studied deeply, and he came out and started talking about how it is the energy burst that's meeting is before the chemicals that they meet. So every particle has a field around it. And so then when two particles come together, think of it as, now the quantum physics is clearly telling us that electron is a vehicle, it's wave and it's energy, it's particle, it's a wave, both. It's a wave, it's energy and it's particle. It's switching between these two states. By default, electrons, neutrons are all energy, but they become matter through observation, something, but keep switching. And so when these particles come together, and each one has an energy field, so when they come together, what hits? Was the matter to matter hitting each other, or the energy fields hitting each other first? Say, if there's a particle of the energy field, and they come together, come close to each other, first the energy fields hit each other. And so they influence each other, the exchange of something happening there. This is called quantum communication. Matter to matter connection is Newtonian communication. This is quantum. Matter to matter, why is it important in terms of health? It is the chemical reactions. When you take a tablet, when you take anything that's chemical, substance, because the premise that is there is it's a physical substance that is taking, and it goes in and then meets with some other physical substance inside a body, and then changes its composition to something new, which is more supportive for the body to now heal, to upregulate, to remove things that are unwanted so that body can get back into its normal functioning. And so before the matter to matter communication happens, connection happens, the reaction changes, the energies seem to be coming together, and then there is a pattern change, and then the energy is going, and the new energy is going in and impacting the cell, the biology, the cell, the way it's responding. Considered epigenetics now, where the cell communication is happening through the field around it. And so external to the cell, whatever the environment, the environment has a signal that's coming into the cell. So friends, when energy fields meet, and whatever the energy field carries is a signal that's going in, and the reaction is happening, and so then there is a change of health. So in researchers, that's why there is called healing through energy, healing through thought, because what's carried in that field, it's human thought. With the way I'm thinking about my body, thinking of my health, and that's what is being carried as a signal around my body, and so every cell is receiving that signal, and so accordingly, my cells are responding. Well, as this is understood, dear friends, and so many concepts would be explained. How could somebody, when a master touches somebody's hand, how could it be healed? What's happening there? Before, there's no explanation, but now one can understand. When I take so many tablets and nothing happened, but why is that suddenly after meditation, things change, things seem to change? What is the difference? My thought process changing. Either I stopped negatively programming my cells, saying that my back is so bad, I mean, it's just horrible. Once it comes, it's going to stay for 8 days. I cannot move at all. It's just going to be bad for next few days. I can't even get up, This is our project all the time and the backache comes. And so then we constantly send that communication. When you constantly send the communication, then the cell is receiving a signal to appropriately respond to it. Friends, with meditation, what we notice and then we continue to observe is that when people come into meditation, as they change their thought process, first from negative to neutral, then from neutral to something positive, miraculous. So there is a significant shift in the health is happening. If there is somebody did not have the change, and then consistently we've seen the thought pattern hasn't changed because they still held on to medication or the chemical as an important substance, and so it doesn't change. But those who completely believed without a doubt, and they do not send that signal and say, I'm not sure it's going to work and not work, when they don't have that kind of communication, instead they're only thinking positive, my body is healing. Or they don't even think that way. Instead, they stop thinking negative. When a situation occurs, when a headache occurs, when something occurs, they stop thinking negative, but they regularly meditate. And because they change the thought pattern, so the body seems to recover. You will understand this. And one of the biggest beneficiary of meditation or change in thought pattern is removal of stress, because 90% of illness are stress, and stress is nothing but negative sustained communication into the body constantly. Negative sustained communication into the body constantly. So when we meditate and then when we change our communication, by at least stop talking about that inner chatter about a body or about life situations, so then automatically it's helping to remove several conditions. This week, we'll understand how meditation is helping. So let's go into our meditation once again. What happened to me was that I used to have chronic backache. I used to have a challenge with an ENT condition. Every time I would fly, I used to dread the flight because when I come down, it would become deep pain. Now, those are discouraging. So if anybody has some health conditions, every now and then we check out because we had some problem with the health condition recurred. Immunity challenge, digestive tract challenges, headaches. Every now and then, if we keep coming off of schedules from offices, we don't like this. Neither can we properly focus, nor can we lead appropriately because we have this challenge with health, and then several times we have to drag ourselves because the vacation is not, the holidays, leave is not there, and we don't want to do it, drag ourselves to work. We can put an end to that permanently when we understand the energy communication and then change the way we think and feel about our body, friends, no matter what condition it is. Welcome to anybody who joined. Today is the first time we are practicing breath mindfulness meditation. Our goal is to be in an empty state of mind for as long as we can. The goal of the meditation is to develop a strong mind, and is to develop a connection to the quantum field of energy around, which is 99, with quantum field of energy around, that's 99.99% of our body. Our goal is to empty the mind as a way to remove all unwanted thought, 95% unwanted thought. So remove all unwanted thought. And so we gain focus towards things that we really want. And so we develop a greater mind. And our goal is also to place ourselves in this empty quantum field of energy, an unlimited possibility field from which we attract several new possibilities. We could stay open. So the goal is to develop a great mind, to stay focused, to have clarity. And the goal is to receive signal and communication from this intelligent quantum field around and to live an unlimited life. That's the crux of the meditation process we're doing. And then part of that health, part of that emotion regulation, part of that energy in the body, all of them are given, part of that peace, calmness, all of them are given. They come as byproducts of meditation. So the technique is simple. Let me put up a chart here quickly. Oops, we got a Telugu one going. Yes. So simple technique for anybody new. You sit down in the chair on the floor, cross-legged, and fingers into fingers, hands comfortably in your lap, rested. If you are wearing spectacles, remove them and you close your eyes. That's the posture. And then you observe your breath anywhere on the nose, take a reference point, and at that point, put your attention on that point and onto the breath there. As the breath is going in and coming out of your nose, take that point as a reference and observe at that point the breath is going in and coming out. Just observe that. Every time breath goes in, every time breath comes out, observe that point. Subtly, when you observe the breath slowly, mind is becoming empty. Our goal is to empty the mind and be in that emptiness. So the mind is becoming empty. You may experience some kind of energy, and so there comes some kind of experience maybe there in terms of body movements. Just be a witness to it. Do not interpret it. In case you know you're thinking, you have a thought, your attention back to the breath again, friends. This is called breath mindfulness meditation. Very, very simple to practice. And when you practice this for some time, then we start becoming better and better in mastering the mind to keep it empty. It's not an expectation to have a mind empty for the whole duration. Thoughts will continue to come, and several times and 1,000 times and 10,000 times in this next 40 minutes we're going to meditate. They can come, but our job is to bring our attention back to the breath when thoughts come. And again, observe the breath and slowly go into emptiness. Right, friends? Before you do this, we are practicing something called heart elevation process. Just follow my guidance for it. Also put up the thing here. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably. Relax your body. So we're going to do a few minutes of heart elevation, and then we go into breath mindfulness meditation. Dear friends, dear masters, with your eyes closed, specs removed, keep your hands on your chest area. Rest your attention on your sacred heart. Can you feel your beautiful heart? Feel. This seat of all emotions, connect with it, your heart center. Which is nurturing all life with its energies of love, gratitude, compassion. Recollect an experience from your past, from your present, where you felt enormous love, joy, kindness, compassion, care. Relive that moment and elevate yourself. Relive that moment and feel that energy. The more we experience, and allow yourself to radiate that energy onto every corner of this planet Earth. Where your attention goes, there the energy flows. Feel. And slowly, let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your fingers into fingers, resting your hands comfortably in your lap, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. goal is to empty the mind and stay connected to the greater emptiness all around. When we observe our breath, our mind becomes empty. Be with your breath. Allow yourself to slowly experience that emptiness inside of you, all around you. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become empty of all thoughts in your mind. We are less matter, more emptiness and energy. When we empty our mind of all thought, we move away from matter. We experience that emptiness and energy. Be with your breath. As our mind is becoming empty, we channelize all that energy into the gentlest present moment. We allow our body to function at its natural best. Be with your breath. Allow yourself to experience that emptiness all around. experience the emptiness inside of you, all around you, as you become one with your breath. Become aware of that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing, in no place and no time. Emptiness is energy. This is the quantum field of energy with infinite possibilities and opportunities. Everything that you ever experienced or will experience is here in this field of energy as a possibility. The longer you stay aware of that emptiness, that energy, the more you receive from it. Allow yourself to merge into that emptiness of yourself. This is your greater mind, that awareness, consciousness. The field of all connectedness. The longer you stay aware of this emptiness, that energy, the more you become one, the more you become that whole again. Relax your body. Feel your body. And let your autonomous nervous system repair your body. Recollect your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then you may open your eyes. All right, friends. Hope you enjoyed this session. We went for full 45 minutes today. We want to maintain this level of meditation every day. And no comparison with your previous meditation to today, and no comparison with anybody else's meditation with our meditation. Two simple things. And every meditation is always good. So I wanted to talk about this important concept of health, physical health. It's happening primarily to the two things. One is where our non-interference of our thought into the body's functioning. That's stress removal. Second is where we actively program through a thought and feeling to develop greater wellness, to reconstruct matter, to upregulate the gene's mechanism so that it reconstructs cells, to heal things that are not, heal conditions that we thought will always have to exist. So today, we understand this stress removal and how a greater sound mind, which is enabled by the meditation, is helping. In another masterclass, we always said Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, this program are masterclass. Another one will understand the later part, which is epigenetics of how when we communicate and then cells are upregulating, the genes are upregulating to create new matter. One is non-interference, so that body is functioning normally, and so things start working great. Another is giving that extra energy to influence matter through observation, quantum principle. So let me put up some charts here. Meditation increases physical health, physical quotient. This is what I was referring to in terms of the experimentation done by Masaru Emoto on water molecules. It's taken water and you influence the water with thought. So the water crystals, they're kept in a microscope. So when they said thank you, you see that's a beautiful pattern formed. When I say you make me sick, you see completely broken patterns. There's no pattern, basically. I love you and you appreciate the molecules, so it has another pattern. So before prayer and after prayer, this is how a molecule is. So before, and then when there is a prayer, so they just brought the water under that and then they measure it. So now friends, a human body is more than 70% water. So just by changing a thought, you can for sure know that 70% of your body changes. Just from this experiment, by changing your thought and feeling, the way you think and feel about yourself, and so then you're changing 70% of your body to organize themselves into coherence patterns. And I want to bring you back to the attention of the last week's concept of coherence. You see, when the molecules, for example, take the case of thank you, and when they formed into those beautiful crystal shapes of those pentagons, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's hexagon, like those hexagon shape. The chances of becoming coherent when other molecules come together and they fit into each other, you understand that that's coherence. They fit into each other. So then they have maximum alignment with each other. So they can have maximum communication going with each other. That's coherency. If I think about myself, and if I only thing I have is that, okay, this is a shitty life, this is a very, very tough life, and this is people are always after get me, and I just cannot do it. If this is the communication that goes into a mind and all the time, and that's the emotion that we trigger into a body, from the cells are receiving that communication, and so they got to be in that second picture there. They got to be in that shape of you make me sick. That's the state they're going to be in. The default state, all completely disorganized. And so they cannot they cannot work with each other very well. They cannot, there's no patterns formed. There are no patterns formed, they don't become one, they all are isolated, individual. So let's understand this a little bit biologically. I'd like the chat to be disabled. Stress is the number one reason for many illnesses. Writing in chat while a session is going on is like if in a physical hall you are there and the session is going on, we keep saying something and disturbing everybody else. You see? That's exactly what it is while the talk is going on. Stress is the number one reason for many illnesses. Now, medical science says 90% and more, and what they call it lifestyle disorders, is all happening through stress. That there is always finger pointing, there is always self-judgment about ourselves. Oh, I could just do it. Man, this is too difficult to do it. My life is just so difficult. I just cannot get through. So many issues are coming, all challenges. There is tension, friction in families, friction in offices among colleagues and bosses, clients. Now, all of them have a certain level of dialogue going. We lose loved ones, we have business losses, everything has a certain level of communication in our mind. That negative communication, we call it. Now, our body responds to physical threats with something called fight and flight mode. Our body is a very intelligent, it's a very, very intelligent mechanism. We always are saying it. It is one thing that we want to understand by the time we finish the program is the intelligence that exists out there. Intelligence of nature, intelligence of physical body, intelligence of this entire quantum field of universe, where you see there are these celestial bodies, all these planets and stars. They are the largest that you can ever think of, so massive. But all of them work coherently. We've not seen a star coming or a planet going and crashing into another planet. We've not seen it for years, but they all intelligently work together, billions and billions of them. There's got to be some intelligence, not random existence. We want to continue to remind ourselves of this, that the intelligence that exists out there, which is not randomly doing things, but there is something that seems to create order. Like the coherency in our body, which is got 37 trillion cells in our body. 60 billion cells are made every day. They're changing every day, but they're recycling 60 billion cells a day, 1 million cells a second. Not be random existence of this body. So the body is very, very intelligent. When I learned this, when I learned this fight or flight mechanism of this body, how it takes care of itself, was amazing, fascinating. What is this fight and flight mode? Is that when there is a physical danger, we know it is obvious, either we go to fight or we run away. A body is sensing based on the inputs it's receiving through sensory perception. It knows, it gives a meaning that when there is an animal coming in at us, then it senses a physical danger. The signal we send is that, hey, there is a physical danger, based on our understanding of what it can be, right? When an animal is chasing at us, we've already given a meaning to that very experience that it is going to be dangerous for us. And when we send that signal inside our mind, so then immediately a few things happening. So danger is an emotion, so which is causing to the fear and danger is an emotion that it has to trigger. So immediately it is triggering neurochemicals and neuropeptides, hormonals that are triggering called cortisol and adrenal. When there is any physical danger that is coming in at our body, and so there are sensory perceptions, send a signal inside our brain to say there is an imminent danger here. So we need to go into a special mode, an emergency mode. It's called fight or flight mode. It is designed with an emergency mode, just like all of us in offices and everywhere, we got these emergency procedures, the fire drill procedures and everything we have a document. When something doesn't go right, then here is what you follow, So our body too has this emergency mechanism that how to deal with these physical dangers, to protect itself. The whole idea is to protect, right? That's what you're doing. The emergency procedures are all to protect ourselves. And so is the case with the human body. Nobody taught it, but it's got this built in beautifully. So the cortisol and adrenal, two chemicals that are otherwise important and required to protect the body, are also chemicals that can damage the body. They're called stress chemicals. They also are chemicals that can damage the body if they're there for too long a time in it. But these two chemicals get immediately released when that signal has come that there is danger imminent, and so protect yourself. These chemicals are released to go and do certain bring about biological changes into the body. So when this danger is coming, when the cortisol is released, the danger is coming. So what do we need to do? When there's a danger coming, it's common sense that either we can run away from it, save ourselves, or you fight. Fight or run away. We're simplifying. There's also third response we'll talk about later, which is for the cool yogis or the meditators who are really cool, so they can have a third response. But let's leave that. Let's talk about a normal individual. Either you fight or you fly, you run away. Now you run away, you need a lot of energy in your legs. You want to fight, you need a lot of energy on your hands and legs, potentially, depending on how you want to do that fight. You need a lot of energy, either way. So first thing that's important in emergency mode is that we got to channelize all the energy into where is required most, into hands and legs. Second thing, our eyesight, the 80% distractions happen through our eyesight. And so can we be more focused towards what we really care? If the eyesight is all around there and the 80% distractions come through it, on a situation like this emergency, we got to have super focus. And so the eyesight getting more focused towards your exit path. It does not let you sort of distract and then, get away into this side, that side. In emergency mode, you're running and you can't afford to get distracted. So eyesight getting more channel focused. So dear friends, having that energy into the legs and hands in some important areas, and then making us very alert, highly alert. You cannot afford to sleep. You cannot afford to just relax in an emergency mode. You got to be alert. We say be on your toes. That's what these chemicals that are going in, called cortisol and adrenaline, are doing. These two chemicals are going into the body, and then when there is an emergency mode like this, more than 1,200 chemicals of different nature that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about in his book, You Are the Placebo, get dumped into the physical body. And they are required to develop that extra energy. They're required to get our eyesight narrowed down to a specific focus, pretty focused. And apparently body also releases some kind of chemical to make it taste very awful. Make the taste of in case something bites, make the taste awful. So that when there's a danger is there, and assuming it's from an animal, and typically it used to be the case in the past, it's only with animals. If you're a caveman and you're there in remote nature, going into their territory, so they would potentially charge in case we charge. And so that danger was there only then. But the thing was, when that danger is gone, immediately you would either run away, and so then maybe another 2 minutes later, somehow you hit yourself and the danger is gone. And so the body slowly releases back, withdraws back the dumping of cortisol and adrenaline chemicals that keep us alert. The cortisol keeps us awake, cannot let us sleep. And so then these chemicals are withdrawn, and then slowly body comes back to normalcy. When these chemicals are there, now what they're doing is to keep energy high into legs and hands. The resources, the blood circulation is more into those areas where it's required, into legs and hands, but less into other areas. You got to drop something to get somewhere else, right? So if I'm working in an office and then seriously doing a phone call and this and that, suddenly fire alarm rings. We're going to drop what we're doing and put all our energy towards exiting. And so same here. So the body, in order to generate resources into legs and hands more, it cuts off or reduces supply towards the rest of the areas that are not necessary during the emergency situation, like our digestive tracts, or our hormonal systems, or our cognitive brain functions, our sexual reproduction organs. All of them do not require any energy in dealing with emergency. So less supply there, more supply where it's required to legs and hands. And when the threat is gone, then when the threat is gone, which is, let's say, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes later, then our body retreats all these chemicals back. And so then slowly it comes back to normalcy, where you got to bring the uniform supply. It's also called, this state of emergency is also called sympathetic nervous system active. Sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic is to make us go in and play in this world, actively work that sympathetic nervous system, the entire body is there. The parasympathetic nervous system is to withdraw from it and then go back to normalcy. Sympathetic is making us active, not only emergency, it can be, in a meeting, you got to be actively talking, you're playing active, so sympathetic nervous system must become active. And parasympathetic nervous system is to, hey, you finished your shot, and now you've got a few seconds before another second before the ball comes back to you. So come back to normalcy, bring back that homeostasis, it's called. In the parasympathetic nervous system state, body functions great, it rejuvenates. Sympathetic, it sort of goes out and plays actively. Parasympathetic comes back to normalcy. And so the sympathetic nervous system is active highly in emergency mode. And then all these chemicals are there. And so then we are very alert and active. And when the danger is gone, we come back to normalcy. Body automatically retreats back. So we are normal. Blood circulation is happening everywhere uniformly. Dear friends, this is a typical physical danger emergency mode. The problem is, dear friends, with a modern lifestyle, our modern life activities, where we completely deviate from a normal mode of living, where we start seeking so much of external validation, everything external, somebody else has to validate, we're seeking importance externally. And so we constantly worry, we constantly have this thought in our mind, talking about, oh, if I don't do this tomorrow, I'm really screwed, and somebody's going to just get on to me. I'm not able to deliver, and so I don't know what's going to happen to my job. I don't know why I behaved like this in my family. Tomorrow, what's going to happen? And I'm a father, I'm supposed to be an example to my children. I just couldn't even do it. What is this? And so, dear friends, various dialogues that are there in our mind, and all those thoughts also are leading towards danger to the body. Our mind does not distinguish between an external physical danger or internal, because it only operates through the thought communication. Brain is mind in action, is operating through thought communication, so the meaning that we're giving. So when you have this sustained negative thought, negative chatter, and then a lot of times with heavy feeling, when we lose somebody, an important person, where we are so dependent on them, we continue to say, my life is I just don't know how my life is going to be now. I can't live. It's impossible. I really don't know. I have no clue. And we say these things with a lot of feeling. Then, dear friends, we're activating the same fight or flight mode. We're activating it too often, for too long. What's too long? Once we are into that mode, let's say in 1 week from now, there's a serious deadline, project deadline. We know that we're not going to meet because so much work is there. We start worrying about it so much for 1 week. We start thinking all kinds of survival, all kinds of fears, and all kinds of, image protections. So we worry so much. So 1 week from today until the deadline comes, for all you know, it might just get fizzled out in many, many ways. But we keep worrying about it. So that means we are keeping the body in a sustained fight or flight mode, which means we are keeping the body with resources only actively into legs and hands, but less resources into our digestive system, into hormonal systems, into our mind, cognitive capabilities, everywhere. That cortisol is there, which is not letting us sleep, because the function of cortisol in the bloodstream is to keep us active. The cortisol goes and impacts your skin cells. It does not let them regenerate faster. As it impacts skin cells, but all the negative effects are there when the cortisol is there, the chemical in the bloodstream, which should be only for a small danger protection, temporarily. It is designed for temporary, it's not designed for permanently being there. And so the modern lifestyle keeps us in the stress mode. And so as a result, we get all kinds of illnesses. Our digestion is not good. Our thyroid hormone imbalance are there significantly. And then our decision making is poor. Just don't have any kind of sex interest at all, no drive at all, absolutely. And so we become and then we can't sleep because that whole cortisol is there, the sleep is deprived, difficult to sleep, because how can I sleep? Because the function of cortisol is to keep you awake. And it's there all the time. Because that inner chatter, the stressful chatter that is there, we're putting on the body, dear friends. What is the way? The way is to withdraw these thoughts that are unnecessarily there sitting there. So what if somebody said something to us? So what, there's a big review tomorrow, and then I probably am not well prepared. So what, yesterday somebody made a comment about how incomplete the work is about us. So what if just because I made a comment, will we become that? How can I disengage from this past communication? How can I disengage from all this unwanted future projection? Friends, that's our meditation. Our meditation, as we already are seeing, is to slowly disengage from the past or future unwanted, worrisome thought. And so the meditation removes the thought, and so automatically it is enabling the parasympathetic nervous system to be kicking in to bring calmness and rest. There's more to it. So the parasympathetic nervous system is brought back into action every time we meditate, every time we rest our mind. The sympathetic nervous system is going, it's like, your gas pedal and your brake. The gas pedal is on, and nobody to even put the brake to slow down. And so meditation is helping us to withdraw this gas pedal as the thoughts retreat, but also doing something beautiful to activate the parasympathetic nervous system through the mechanisms. We'll talk about that some other day. But it increases the full feel-good hormones. We'll cover this day after tomorrow, potentially one of the days. But there's several feel-good hormones like dopamine. It produces plenty of them to feel good no matter what's happening around us. The reward chemical called dopamine is important. And so when somebody appreciates us, we feel good. That chemical is produced. When we complete a small task, we feel good. That chemical is produced to make us feel good. Friends, when we regularly meditate, that chemical is produced. So even if people don't appreciate you, even if they say something to you, but you still have this chemical going to make you feel good. So it helps us to forget unwanted things. And so since it withdraws, it allows the body to withdraw all these chemicals. So it deactivates the fight or flight mode. So for many reasons, because meditation is helping us to, the crux of it is to remove all unwanted thought. And so we bring the body back to the normalcy. And so when that is done, automatically your sleep is improved immediately. The first thing that's happening is sleep improvement immediately. The first thing that's happening is that people gain sleep. People said 6 months I've not been sleeping when it came to our sessions. 10 days later, first time I had a good night's sleep. Somebody said I couldn't take a physical bath for 40 years because they had some challenges in their back. For 40 years, they couldn't take a bath. Somebody has to always assist. After a few weeks of the program, they're able to manage their things on their own because as body start cooperating, because a lot of things that got rebuilt. Meditation is improving our physical health just by eliminating unwanted thought that is interfering into the functioning of the body. That's the meaning of when we say we allow the body to function at its natural best when we meditate. So sleep is improved. Immunity system. Now immunity system in our heart, there is a thymus gland behind in that area, and every time the blood cells go through it, so the stem cells and blood cells, the cells that go through it get a coating, they get the personality of immunity called T cells that are required to kill invaders into the body. And so the thymus gland is a producer of this T cells significantly. And what is required? It requires good emotion. That heart elevation, that gratitude, the meditation brings us into good emotion by removing the negative emotion. When our heart is in good emotion, the thymus gland is working great. And so they produce a ton of immunity cells. So immunity, number one reason why meditation improves immunity significantly is because we change our moods, we change our emotion, the change of state of being. So the thymus gland works greatly, and so you've got plenty of these immunity cells going. It elevates immunity system. Anti-aging, because now there are various parameters that are called, when we meditate regularly, if you go back to the last week's sessions, there is a delta state. You go deeper, the delta state, when you go in, they measure research that we have this something called growth hormone, GH. It's called fountain of youth chemical. In the delta state, they were correlated that there's more and more of this growth hormone is produced. The growth hormone is enabling replication of cells. So the growth hormone is there. And so as a result, so now rejuvenation, replication of cells is happening when we go into the delta states frequently. You see, on one side, you have cortisol, stressful. So you can't even get into any kind of deeper sleeps. Delta is deep sleep, dreamless sleep. So stressful people, difficult to sleep into the dreamless state where this growth hormone is produced. So meditation takes us to the dreamless sleep or the delta states. It could be sleep, it could be delta. In that state, this growth hormone produces plenty, and so the cells are rejuvenating. And so then your system is working great. I said cortisol interferes with the skin cells. When cortisol is not there, your skin cells are radiating, right? This anti-aging has several aspects of it in terms of, what telomeres, oxidase, or stress we talk about for some other day. But the point, dear friends, that we want to say is that meditation is absolutely improving our physical health just by removing the stress. And so then 90% of health is gained automatically. Common colds, frequent fevers, are, of course, frequent indigestion challenges, frequent sleep issues, immunity disorders, headaches, all of them, which are all source of it is the stress, and then thought stress is significant. Of course, there is chemical stress in what kind of food you eat. There's a little bit of that, but it is a thought that is causing significant stress. And then when that is in control, then automatically body is in control. So we'll understand more aspects of how meditation is helping improve health as we go into tomorrow and next few days. Thank you very much for joining. Any announcements, Radhika, before we conclude?
Yes, we do. Thank you, Chandra. That was a beautiful session with great meditation and a lot of information about how stress is the root cause. So friends, we have a couple of announcements. The book clubs are starting today. Book clubs are a great way to engage and discuss some of the great books and increase collective knowledge. I've always enjoyed book clubs. So there are 2 book clubs that are happening. One in the morning, 8:15 to 9:15 India time, and 9:45 to 10:45 US Eastern time. And there is another one in the evening at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. India Standard Time, and 9:30 to 10:30 US Eastern Time Zone. The books in these book clubs are Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahamsa Yogananda, and the second one, very relevant to what we discussed today, is You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So please join the book clubs and enhance the knowledge. And our second announcement is about our YouTube channel. We have 2 YouTube channels. One is Buddha CEO Live, where you will see recordings of all these sessions. There is also a Buddha CEO YouTube channel where there are a lot of pre-recorded meditation sessions. If you want to go and just do the meditations, there are a lot of knowledge shared by Chandra sir, and there are a lot of experience sharing. So please subscribe and share and enjoy the videos there. So those are the 2 announcements we have.
Thank you. Thank you, Radhika. Wonderful. Yes. The experiences are the crux of our learning, because it's people telling people and how they personally transformed. When in the beginning days, Patriji used to tell that I listen to experiences, you sit down and listen. And every time session would start, when three people are sharing, the first thought in my mind was, oh, okay, so I come here to listen to Patriji, why are all these people talking? And I used to switch off my mind. Okay, now one more experience. Okay, I'll wait when Patriji starts. The moment the session is over and people are sharing, I used to just immediately switch off again, somehow find ways to go out. But I only later realized the more we listen to the experience of people, there are multiple things going that we are recollecting. We're reinforcing our understanding of the concept through the practical example of somebody saying that I heal. I found this. I got a solution for my infertility. I couldn't conceive. We couldn't conceive for years, but then I came into meditation and then I became pregnant, and so now I've got a child. Go figure. My friends, it has happened for many people. It's very difficult to put a logical connection every time, but sometimes things are happening. So it makes us believe and understand that it's otherwise it looks too easy, right? Oh, I can't sleep for years. How can I just sleep just like that? My doctors told me the immunity system is forever, for my lifelong, because Bangalore weather is this and that. And it's going to be like this. And so what? All experts told. So how can I just release it? Well, it happens. So that belief or I don't know what's the word. For us to go and then not doubt the knowledge, instead they practically implement, that strength comes to us when we keep listening to the experiences, to first-hand experiences. So I made a point to listen to all the experiences all the time. Now, the second thing that happens, dear friends, with experiences is we develop an ability to interpret our experiences. It's called expanding your third eye, your ability to discern an experience that you receive, because different people are telling different things and saying, hey, I got this message. With that, I conclude that this is what I should do more. So we also understand more and more based on what others tell. We relate to others in our journey. We get strength to go through the path. We have the ability to understand others more when we listen to others' experiences. So thank you. And as always, we'll take a few minutes for people to share. Otherwise, those who have planned is quite after the time. So thank you very much, and we'll see you back at 6 a.m. tomorrow India time. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. We have Ashok Mitoli. Please unmute.
My Abhinandan, my gratitude to you, madam, and Chandra sir. It is a very, very learning experience during this session. I just want to share one thing, my experience about the response of meditation to my body. Last year, I had a tumor on my thymus gland. So last year it was removed robotically. So I just want to say this winter there's a lot of very, very, very cold in Delhi and Gurgaon. I am living in Gurgaon. This winter, I didn't feel this experience of this cold and cough and this thing, because I'm doing meditation last 4 years. So I heard that the thymus gland plays its role up to the age of 5-6 years. And then so many T cells are produced and which go to the lymphic system and get activated when it is required. So I think even though my thymus gland is not there, but the T cells have activated through the meditation I'm doing last 3-4 months, and I didn't feel any cough and cold and any this winter. This is my experience, which I wanted to share. Probably. Maybe
What are maybe the reason? What are maybe you feel good? Yes.
Yeah.
You feel good in many ways, and then you're not experiencing the condition.
Yeah.
Sure enough. It's all happening to our sound mind and no negative chatter anymore. That's really where it all starts from.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing. How about somebody else sharing like that? Any of your health improving to meditation? That you know you can attribute to meditation. Yes, Radhika.
We have somebody, let's go, raise their hands. So please unmute, sir.
Let's go.
There we go. Go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. And ma'am.
Good morning, my grandma's here.
I think my battery is low.
The voice is not that clear to us. How about Mr. Vijay?
Sir, go ahead, try to speak. All right, we'll come back to him. We can go to Mr. Joe. Please unmute, sir. We can go ahead.
Thank you, madam.
Oh, Vijay. You're on mute again. Come back. Oh, unmute yourself. Unmute.
You're on mute, sir. We cannot hear you. Unmute your microphone.
Okay, let's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir, good morning. First of all, happy Sankranti to everyone.
Yes.
And from last 1 week, I'm in these sessions. Today I'm connected to these sleep disorders, health conditions, or digestive problems. I have to change my habits and continue my meditation through that. And now I'm getting sleep with your sessions. I'm feeling very nice, sir.
Okay.
I'm day by day, I'm trying to change my habits. Today's session, I connected to this stress levels. Before 3 to 4 months, we are doing to Brahmarshi pyramid plannings, so I can't able to sleep nicely. Now I'm fine, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. When the whole idea of meditation is to sleep even when we have a lot of work. We have a lot of work, we don't sleep because we're too much carrying that all the time.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now there's no work, you sleep, but then I think we have to give you a lot more work so that we'll test whether you can still sleep or not.
No, sir.
Let's give a big
Okay. Now, I can have a solution from you, sir.
yes, we can. Vijay is our supervisor in a meditation center in Vizag that we just opened, and has been a phenomenal asset in constructing it in the last 1 year, in completing it in a nicely, beautifully. Thank you, Vijay, for everything that you're doing in amplifying meditation. You could have
Okay, sir.
easily gone for a corporate job, but instead your love for meditation
Yes, sir.
made you to be there with us,
Yes, sir.
not necessarily looking at great monetary benefit, and then helping build it. So thank you. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support, sir, to change myself.
Wonderful. That's great.
Okay, sir.
Thank you for sharing, Vijay sir. Geeta ma'am, please
Thank you,
unmute.
madam, for giving me opportunities, madam.
Sure. Geeta ma'am, go ahead.
Yes, Chandra sir, pranam.
Yes, pranam.
Yes, sir, pranam to everyone. Whatever you said today, very, very informative. Part of it I have heard it before. Nevertheless, it was, as you said, reinforcing, and I could recollect. And I like one part of it. You explained very well about the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. It was very useful, very informative, sir. One thing I would like to share, I had lot of sleep deprivation. For many years, I couldn't get sleep at all. But now that I have come into meditation, I sleep very well. I would like to tell this to everyone. Meditation really helps. One thing, sleep, you sleep very well, sir. I'm very, very thankful to that her coming to Patriji's Ana-Pana-Sati meditation. I'm listening to many senior masters and doing a lot of meditation and sleep. Meditation has really helped me in getting very good sleep, sir. This I would like to share. And today's session was very, very informative, sir. Many things you said about body, mind, the chemical that's working in our body. Very informative, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. That's good to know. Sleep.
Yeah, sleep deprivation, I suffered a lot, sir, for more than 10 years. But now I sleep so much that I'm unable to come out of the sleep and do meditation. So I drag out of myself out of the bed and keep alarm and then come into meditation. So that much it is. How meditation helps in every way. And today's information, I have to really work on it. You have to come out of that past thing. And you said cortisol helps us to keep awake and it won't allow us to sleep. It's so very true, so very correct. It affects the digestive system, hormone system. Yes, it affected my digestive system and hormone system too. But now that I have learned so many things about the working of the body, mind, and the chemicals that is working on our body, I'm going to work on it and come out of it, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, madam.
Thank you, madam. Pranay sir, please unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Thank you. Namaskar. Actually, I'm very happy to say that before joining this meditation, I could not be slept for a long time. Especially, my time was started from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Right now, after joining this meditation, I'm able to sleep at least for 6 hours, starting from 10:30 to the 5 or the 5:30. Thank you very much for this, especially to the Chandra sir and that meditation foundation. And my question is that still I don't know. Actually, I don't know whether I am in meditating position or not. I am getting confusion. I could not make my mind empty during that meditation. And I'm just searching that how to do that. Last time too, I was sharing in chat. I had been involved with this Raj Yoga for a very longer time. The Raj Yoga teaches us to just make imagination to be connected with the super sound. And that was very easy. Just keeping our concentration to this forehead, the center of the forehead, and that just imagining to link with this super sound. But in this meditation, I'm getting confusion. What is the procedure used to reach to the emptying mind? This is my question. Still, I'm struggling. In the
So
first week too, I'm struggling, and right now too, struggling. So please clarify me.
when you are used
Thank
to
you,
left
guys.
hand driving, when
Yeah.
you're used to left hand, left side driving on the road, when you have to suddenly drive on the right side, it's going to take some time.
Okay.
You see, we keep going to the left side because that's what the mind is habituated to.
Yes.
Right? If there is a good reason why you're practicing some other meditation, and then if you have sufficient reason that, hey, something is missing, and so then we try this, and it's only practice that gets us there. In the activity, there are various ways one can go into a state. The meditation that we define is to experience. I'm going to place you on mute because there's some background noise. To experience our whole, ourselves as that energy or that existence, that Brahman. That is us. To give that experience, we have to drop a matter, the notion of mind or body. And that is thought. So the thought has to be completely dropped. And this technique that Gautama Buddha discovered, that he found about himself significantly, an hour about all his past, an hour about all his future, an hour about what he should do in this life, his purpose. That he understood all of it through his meditation, we practice. And so please continue to practice. Yes, it will appear in the beginning and then for a few days to make us believe that we have gone into empty state. Several times we are in empty state, we feel like, hey, what is this? Am I really? I still have this and that. And we won't accept for ourselves if we have gone into empty also. For example, suddenly we see some beautiful master somewhere and say, am I visualizing them? Is it some beautiful scenery? Is it something that I just projected it? What is this? Because we can't accept it. But then the more we practice, the more we realize what is the thought that is happening, what is not thought, but what's happening in meditation. That'll happen over a period of time to differentiate between experience and non-experience. And then there over a period of time, it'll also happen that our gap between thoughts will keep increasing. Initially, they will keep feeling that there are thoughts and thoughts and thoughts, but the gap will increase over a period of time. We'll just have to practice it. Continue to practice it. The way to empty the mind is to observe the breath. I mentioned this. You close your eyes, you observe the breath. The breath is there with us, and the breath, we know if it's not there, we are not there. The breath is not just another object. Breath is the force that is connecting us to be experiencing this body. So it is truly there, rightfully there with us all the time, yet we're not aware of it. So holding on to this breath is taking you inside, because it's going inside every day, every minute. It's going inside somewhere. It's going through all your glands. It's going through all the chakras. It's going through all the energy points. Every breath goes all the way down and comes back up. And so it is connecting us to everything. And so we go through it and we observe the breath. And then slowly, it is a beautiful way of forgetting about ourselves. So the technique is simple. Observe the breath. Thoughts come, observe the breath. Come back to breath and observe. Just a point anywhere. One place anywhere. Take a point of reference, preferably in the nose, because ultimately breath is going to end here at this third eye point. As you observe, breath becomes lighter, shorter. Heavy initially, very long potentially initially, then it becomes short, 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 short. It is going from here up, 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 here up. Ultimately, it'll stop here. If you continue to observe it with attentively, and then slowly, slowly, breath becomes shorter, shorter, lighter, 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 it becomes to a point where beyond a point that doesn't exist also. You have nothing to observe. You're an empty state by then, right? So just training ourselves for a few more minutes, few more days will slowly, slowly get us there. But definitely one thing is going to happen. Whether you felt emptiness, whether you feel you're in there or not, as long as we don't doubt, and then we sit through it and say, yes, I'm sitting, and then I got up after 40 minutes. And if we do that, I can tell you, you'll start seeing the benefit. And so as the benefits come, we start believing in the process more. I try to, right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the question. And we have the next Tej, sir. Please unmute.
Namaste. This is Tej Gurung from Pokhara, Nepal.
Namaste.
And I'm very grateful to Patriji Guru as well as Chandra sir for your wonderful session. I just came across your session since last November. I don't know how I came across to your session. And for my background, I am a director of a school, secondary school, and I'm actively involved in sports authority in my place in Pokhara. So I have been regularly joining your session, and still I'm searching how it goes in an effective way. And day by day, I'm just realizing that I'm getting some points, though it's in a smaller scale. And my just my question is, I am very much auditory personality. I'm auditory. I can listen the very long sessions, very long maybe music or the sessions like you. I never feel tired of listening to things. But time and again, you are advising us to read out some books. But when I go through the books, maybe 1 or 2 pages afterwards, I cannot read it. So could you please give some advices? Thank you very much.
Mr. Tej, whatever that has been developed as a thought or as a habit or a belief is over a period of time, right? Due to various conditioning, and every time you said, for example, you said, I'm an auditory person, you made a statement about yourself based on your past. That automatically already makes you sends a signal to the rest of the communication that, okay, my master wants to be more auditory, less of other things, right?
Yeah.
And the signal we send every time I read, I cannot go beyond a page, because that's based on our experience. We observe it that way, right? We are reinforcing to ourselves that every time I read, I cannot go beyond a page. And so that's what communicates to the body. And so the next time it creates the same. It has to create a feeling that you cannot go beyond a page or 2. It has to create an experience of that, where everything is communication to the body through a thought, knowingly or unknowingly. So what's the way out? The way out is to absorb this, if we can absorb that impeccable thought, the way we communicate is, if that can be changed, and that requires tremendous amount of awareness and belief into this, that can be changed and things start happening. So even, for example, in this situation, even if you're not able to read more than a page or 2, if you can send the communication, I'm reading 10 pages, I'm reading this whole book, I've got the ability to read it in 1 hour, and then I'm doing it. And if we can communicate that way, no matter what the current situation is, which is always coming out of the past, No matter what the current situation, if we can stay onto what we want to, where we want to go, and so then you start changing. What will happen if we just practice more meditation regularly, and then keep listening in the source differently. And please join the book clubs. And if you reason to join to the book clubs, people are going to tell you the opposite of what you said. That hey, it used to be very difficult for me to read before, but now I'm able to read books. I can't even believe I'm reading a whole book. This is the exact statements you start hearing from people. And so, same as the case, I mean, I used to read books, but my speed of reading has increased significantly. So it'll happen, sir. You just have to practice it. I know if you said November, I think our program ended by then. So this is the first 40-day program we're doing since October last. And so if you haven't, this is your first 40-day program, just continue in it. It sort of brings a lot of knowledge together at once. And this 40 days packed information, knowledge. And for now, since you are, since you feel you are easy for you to hear the stuff, I'm sure you must be taking great advantage of the auditory audiobooks, all right? All of these books we recommended are there in audiobooks. Please enhance that thing with audiobooks too. It's a great way of doing it, okay? But it'll change. When you change, it'll change. When your thought changes, it'll change. And your thought will change over a period of time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Bir Bahadur. Please unmute.
Hari Om, good morning. Thank you, Chandra sir. Thank you, ma'am. Today's session I got very much informative, and I actually got the science of meditation, how it helps our sleep, how it helps our health, and everything. And the hormones like endorphin, dopamine, as Chandra sir has said that these are good hormones, these are feel-good hormones, and cortisol and the adrenaline. They are a kind of bad hormones, and that causes stress in the body. And I'm really very much grateful to Chandra sir and the entire Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation team. But I have one question. The question is, when I used to meditate for at least 1 hour session for 4 to 5 days, and I used to suffer from cold. It was my problem. But this time, actually, I've been attending this session, the morning session, batch 1 session, from the day of the beginning of this program. And now I'm not feeling any kind of coldness. Means, in this session, this is the 8th day today, and but before also I used to meditate. And I used to suffer from cold, but this time I'm not feeling any kind of cold. And I don't know why it is happening to me. And the next question is, we focus on breathing, and focusing for some time, we get into the emptiness, means we get into the no mind state. But thinking that I had gone to no mind state, isn't it itself a thinking? So this is my question. Suppose I'm meditating and I'm focusing on my breathing, and after some time, the thoughts disappear from my mind, and assuming that and thinking that I had gone to mindless state or no mind state, isn't it itself is a thinking? This is my question to Chandra sir. Thank you, sir.
When you have a great sleep, a sound sleep, you sleep really well. We say, hey, I slept like a log today. We say that sometimes, right? You know, I just slept. How did you say that? In a deep sleep where you're not aware of yourself, and you come out and then you talk to your people and say, I slept really well. Who is telling you that you slept really well? When you are not aware of what kind of sleep you had, who is telling you that there is some internal feeling for you that I slept really well today, it was so good? Do we use the words? It's called awareness. Awareness, which is where I want us to constantly come to this, that there is this, it's in Hindu culture, in the Hindu Vedic systems, it's talked about non-dual self. In the quantum field, we're talking about quantum energy field, which is intelligent. That intelligence, the consciousness is the awareness, something that is observing us. We are duality, we are dual self, we are non-dual self both. Dvaita, Dvaita. We are non-dual self, we are this matter in the body. We are non-dual, we are that energy outside. Just because the body, we have this ability to think, and here we don't have, no, we have. All three minds are there. If that thought is mind, then three minds are there. Conscious mind about body, and then here. Subconscious mind, which is still about knowledge about our past. This lifetime, another lifetime about us, subconscious mind. Superconscious mind about existence, everything. There is still a thought that is still coming as a thought and information. We are all three. Meditation activates the superconscious mind significantly by emptying ourselves. When we place ourselves in this quantum field, which is that superconscious mind of everybody, yours, mine, Radhikaji's, and then Tej's, and everybody's mind is one, and it is there. And we connect to it. And the gateway is our subconscious, which is opening up to communicate with it. So they're all thought, they're all aware. So we call it, simply speaking, in the corporate language, we call it awareness. We build our awareness. This word is also metacognition capability. We are cognitive, but there's metacognition is one level above it, and it's observing what we are doing. Only humans have that significantly. We can observe ourselves, step back, and observe ourselves what we are doing. We have that capability. Who is observing that thing that is outside around us is observing us. So what you think is thought is not really thought. When you're empty, so there is an observer. You're becoming that observer, and you're also the observed. And so the observer is observing the observer doing what he's doing or she's doing, right? The whole idea of meditation is to build a ton of this observer power. Become observer, observer, observer. When we do, then we have an opportunity to change what the observer is doing, observed is doing. Change the response that observed is giving. You can send a signal and say, hey, don't shout now, just relax. You know, you're getting agitated. Stay cool. Just close your eyes and just take a few breaths. The observer is telling the observer to change, and so we change, the behavior will change. Right? Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. That's a great question. We had Anderson explained it so well. Don't see any more hands raised. So thank you, everyone. That's definitely a great start of the week too.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can I have one more question?
Sure.
Respected Chandra sir, I think during meditation, if we go on the deep meditation, do we go beyond time and space, or what, sir? My question.
We'll understand this tomorrow in one of the sessions.
Okay, sir.
Thank
you.
All right. Thank you.
So much.
Have a wonderful day, dear friends. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you. Those who couldn't get a chance today, please raise your hand tomorrow and we'll get to you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And I know the light of love is shining in my eyes. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Yes, I am. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, and
Thank you, the entire Buddha team, for
happy,
providing us such wonderful sessions. Thank you so much.
wise, and I know the light of love.
Bye.